Hello guys and welcome. This is MrSovr speaking, and sorry for the audio of this tutorial, but yeah, I kind of uploaded from my phone and didn't really realize and really even check. I know, such an idiot of me, but thank God for YouTube for having a editing system. Right now I'm just basically making everything not laggy, stuff like that. I'm just kind of commentating of my own video I was commentating, so this may be a little bit off to what I was actually saying, but I'll try to keep up. I have it running, the actual video running right beside me, so I can just talk about it, and I'm recording my voice and going to put audio into the video. So, this tutorial is basically about multiple computers communicating to each other, and by doing so we will use rednet, sort of from the exact same thing from the previous tutorials I have done. We'll actually have well, I had turtles and rednet and working like that, and that's why I misspelt forward and stuff like that, but I'm basically just going to put a couple computers and put rednet on there. I'm going to show you how to use the disk, and I'm also going to show you how to use monitors and how those two computers are going to be connected through redstone and pressure plates. I'm going to walk over each pressure plate, and the big monitor is going to say yes or no based on which computer or which pressure plate I stepped on, which connects to a computer. And you will see later on in the video that I will be doing that. Again, I'm sorry for the people that saw this. I really don't know what happened, to be truthful. I think something screwy happened with, I think I had something plugged into the microphone jack or something. I don't know. But it was laggy, so it was really hard doing the monitor. I'm sorry about that. I should have done this on my PC, actually. My Mac has been acting a little weird ever since. I upgraded the operating system. I don't know if it's Mac's evil plan of replacing Macs or having you buy a new one, so it'll be like what they do with the mobile devices. But anyways, yeah, you can see I'm building the monitor right now. The basic commands for the actual monitor is monitor, right, left, bottom, top, and then the actual program. The top, bottom, left, whatever is basically used for telling where the actual monitor is relevant to the computer. In this case, if you look at the screen, it will be towards the left. And I do have a disk drive there because the programming gets a little annoying when you actually have to use the disk, and then, well, if you had to program multiple things all the time, it's just best if you do it with a disk, and I'll show you later in the video how exactly that works. I do have 20 minutes to fill up of talking since I practically explained what I'm going to be doing. But right now I'm basically just getting the redstone, and the redstone is going to connect in front of the two computers that are not connected to the monitor. And of course I said I would put a pressure plate there. So one will tell the other computer no, and the other one will tell it yes, and will display it on the monitor again, just to clarify. So what I'm demonstrating there is like I would go over the pressure plate, goes to the computer reads it, and then through the Wi-Fi goes over to that computer, then goes onto the monitor. And it'll show in the corner, left upper corner. And now it looks like I'm going to be starting to program. I know the left computer is going to say yes, and the right computer says no. If I don't remember that correctly, then sorry, but I always call my program start because I don't want to have a startup program and then having to restart, and yeah, it gets kind of messy that way. I prefer people do watch my other videos about tutorials with Lua programming with ComputerCraft, because that is very important for you to know, because I won't be saying too much about it. But this rednet command, I'm going to type in rednet.open. Rednet.open basically just initializes the rednet Wi-Fi module. I like to call it Wi-Fi, not rednet, because Wi-Fi is more familiar. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm probably just talking about rednet or something like that. Actually, I'm looking up something for rednet because I forgot the APIs for one of them, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to be typing rednet.open, and you put parentheses top, because the actual rednet module is on the top of the computer and nowhere else. Of course, you do bottom, left, right, forward, back, just stuff like that. And make sure it's in parentheses. It needs to be, and this while true do is a loop. A loop basically makes it so that whatever code you put inside the loop will continuously be repeated, and repeated. And it's based on a statement, and the statement in this loop is true, meaning it's an infinite loop, so it'll infinitely repeat until you restart or shut off the computer, which are the Control R and Control S for the computer. And the rednet.receive is the actual rednet command to receive identification number and a message from a computer. Now, the identification number is assigned to each computer that is initialized. As you can see, you just type in ID and it tells you the identification number of that computer. In this case, the left one's 1 and the right one's 2. So therefore, the ID and message variable, as you get from the rednet.receive, the ID will just tell you if it's from computer 1, computer 2, and the message could be anything you want. And also the sleep, parentheses 0.1. The sleep is needed within an infinite loop. If it's not there, then your program basically crashes. It's sort of a bit like a sync, refresh thing. It's just, you need it there. And I tend to do 0.1 because the bigger the variable is within those parentheses, it's basically just, it takes up too much time. And there's also stuff, as you can see, if statements. If statements is that if the ID is equal to 1, then print yes, and if the ID is equal to 2, then print no. This basically means that if the message from computer 1 is received, then it'll print yes on the screen. If the identification is from computer 2, it'll print no on the screen. And print is basically type in no and pressing enter. Well, write command is basically just type in no without pressing enter. And another let me see here. You always have to have the then keyword, I would say, or you need the then at the end of if statement, basically. A lot of times the message can be used or the ID can be used, but I prefer both based on the message is more variable, let's just put it that way, and the ID is more fixed variables through 1 through infinity. Of course, you're not going to have infinity computers, so crash everything on this planet if you had it all run on infinite computers. But anyways, it kind of looks like I'm still explaining it. I'm talking about the true statement, and the end basically just ends the actual loop, the if statement, etc. You can put a timeout thing on the rednet.receive, but I prefer not to. It's really not needed. And the actual rednet API, what I mean by API is actual commands. Like print is an API, rednet is API, stuff like that. I don't know, I could be slightly off with that definition, but I never truly... Okay, wait a second, I just saw that I changed the statement, basically meaning that if it was something like x equals 1, that means that that loop would be executing and repeating over and over and over and over as long as x is equal to 1. If you change it to x equals 2, it gets out of the loop and continues on with the programming language. Excuse me. And let me see here, what am I doing? I'm probably explaining just other parts of the programming language. I kind of just typed it all and explained it. So yeah, just I'm keeping an eye on this, but just other news, other stuff. This could be a little bit of a vlog too, since I actually know what I'm going to be doing and stuff like that. I know a long time ago I said the Elder Scrolls, but I just simply don't have enough time for that, and I'm really sorry. Elder Scrolls. I might do a little bit of Oblivion and Morrowind and maybe some Skyrim here and there, just for videos, just for the heck of it, because I haven't played that much. But what really, really intrigues me right now is actually Star Trek Online. I know I'm a little bit of a Trekkie, but I don't know, it's just something really interesting, and it's kind of cool how you can fly around the universe destroying the Borg or the Klingons or Romulans. You can walk around, upgrade your ship, all sorts of stuff. It's really fun. I used to play a lot of Lord of the Rings online too. That was okay, but it got a little boring after a while, so yeah, my original MMO was the Star Wars Galaxies. That was where it was with MMOs back in the day. That and World of Warcraft. Even though I never really got into World of Warcraft because I think it was a mockery compared to the Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 2 and all those Warcraft series, let's just put it that way. Let me see, anything else? I will continue on with Talkcraft, which is a server I play on. Don't know the exact IP address of it, but I do know that it is actually on my previous videos for Talkcraft. I actually made a playlist of Talkcraft, and I need to finish that actually, of stuff with like that. And I'm also going to be working on some programming tutorials. The programming tutorials are for the app Game Kit from thegamecreators.com. I actually did get permission to monetize and put videos on there, so I'll definitely be doing that. So yeah, nothing really huge, and I can't believe I'm still talking about this. Wow. I should be going to the other computer soon. Okay, basically what I'm doing right now is that you press the control key and you can select save or exit. Save will save the file and exit will get out of the file, and when you press exit and you type in start, that starts the program. Of course, since it's an infinite loop, you have to press the control R or control S to restart the computer, so it's out of the program, but in this case I don't need to. You can see that the actual red strip around the rednet shows that the actual rednet module or router, I don't know why I keep on calling it module, actually works. And here is the code for the actual transmitting computers. It is rednet.open top and continues on with the actual loop. The sleep command is always needed. And come on. If redstone.getInput, the actual side of the computer, which is the front, and is true. Basically what this means is that if there is redstone going to the front of the computer and it is on, then this if statement is true. So since this is a Boolean API system instead of a equals 1 or true or false, well, it is a true or false because it is a Boolean, but it basically does not need any like equals, equal to, or greater than or less than symbol or anything, but it does still need the then thing at the end of the if statement, at least on the line. Then you put in the rednet.broadcast hello. This broadcasts a message. It doesn't matter what message I broadcast since it's all based on IDs from computers, so that I do not need to worry. And of course we end the loop in the if statement, and we are going to actually be doing the disk, or the, it's not a disk, but the floppy disk thing with the disk drive. So this will be pretty fun actually. Okay. I'm just kind of explaining and all sorts of stuff like that. I guess I might as well go over quickly if I don't do something else. I'm actually posting stuff on the App Store for iPhone, iPad, stuff like that. Just type in Parker apps, Parker single, apps plural, and you might actually find some of my stuff. You can also type in Parker's apps, Parker's plural, and apps plural. No, I can't say that word, I'm sorry. But I have two accounts. One account got kind of screwy, so I had to create a second account. I know I kind of just wasted $100, but I got a free one on Parker's apps, and I got two paid ones in review at the moment. Well, not in review, waiting for review. So yeah, it would be great if you can download those. You can always download the free one. The free one's not that great, I will say, but the paid ones are pretty good. And it looks like, am I going to be, yes, I'm going to be doing the disc. You can also like Parker's apps on Facebook. You can always do that and get the latest updates about apps. But back onto the actual tutorial, you have to scroll all the way down to get the floppy disk. That's what the floppy disk looks like. You right click on the disk drive, put in the floppy disk, and then you go to the computer, you type in CD disk to actually access the current directory within the disk. But if you want to copy a file from the actual root filing system of the computer, you just simply do copy you do copy the program name and then disk. Now, as you can see, I just access the current directory of the disk, and it shows the disk. And I think I make a silly mistake, and I correct myself. I was about to copy while I was in the disk directory, but you can't really do that. So the CD / is basically putting yourself into, or your actual current directory into the root of the computer. It's basically how you go back and forth from the disk and the computer. Think of this as a flash drive. You go into the flash drive files and you go back into the desktop files. It's just this way, instead of a graphical user interface, you have to actually type it all in. Of course, the copy start disk copies the start program onto the disk. So therefore, you could transport it to the actual program to other computers like you would with like I don't know, let's just say your friend made a cool game and you want everyone to have it, and you just put it on the flash drive and everyone gets to have it instead of having to reprogram it on every computer. That would be horrible. But as you can see, the rednet band red thing around the router actually worked on the first computer, and I just copy over the program to the other computer since the disk drive's in the middle of the both, which kind of makes it really nice. I think I'm explaining a few things. You have to go into the disk directory, then copy it to the root directory in order to put it on the second computer. I know if you're brand new to this may be a little bit confusing, but if you understand some DOS or direct operating system, you'll be pretty good about it. And in this case, since all the programs are running, I should be able to actually put it on the monitor, and then I will show if the yes and the no's appear. And of course I put it on the right side, not the left side, because I'm used to it on the right side. Okay. Yep, it's running the program, and now when I go over the pressure plate, it might be a little laggy, so it's kind of hard to see, but yep, it actually shows yes. And the right one is the no's. Basically just talking about it and how it all works. The yes and the no's. If you put it on 720p, it would be really good. I don't know, I'm just looking through like a 320p thing, so it's a little difficult to see. There's the yes, the no's, and the other yeses, and it looks like that this video is going to be coming to a close very soon. I believe I've explained everything. So make sure to subscribe and like my videos, share them, comment them, and also go to Parker's apps on Facebook and like it, please. It would help me a lot. If you want to see me on Facebook, just do MrSovr, S-O-V-R, space S-O-V, and thank you for watching for this Technic video. Hope this helped you. I'm sorry for all the errors I've actually had. Please forgive me. And of course, thank you for watching. This is MrSovr.